Like, we spent so much time together. And he's, you know, like, now an entire life is just, like, snuffed out. So freaking young. And it's like, this could have gone so many different ways. My name is Sam Sullivan. My little brother, David Sullivan, was murdered by police on August 19th, 2019. He was 19 years old. When we met with the DA's deputies, I was under the impression that these deputies were investigating the officers that killed David. My understanding was that they were here to help us. And so I shared with them that both me and David had issues with anxiety and depression in the past. But in fact, they were there to gather information on me and my family to create a narrative for their own purposes to justify his murder.
I was deposed by Bruce Prayett, who is co-founders of Lexington. Some of the questions that came up was things like, was your brother bullied? Was your brother overweight? There were some other questions along the lines of, I want to say, pushing on certain other family members that had passed before us, and really leaning into like, oh, well, did that make your brother sad? Did that make anyone else in your family sad? Would you say they were more or less sad? Questions that didn't really feel right, didn't make sense, especially when it's a question of what happened in this incident and how the police department and their officers handled it.
David was murdered like in the late morning, but I wasn't told until 12 hours later, close to midnight. My son and his then fiance drove to my house. Like, first I was all smiles, like, what are you doing here? Are you traveling? What's going on? And I looked at Catherine, my now daughter-in-law, and I was like, no, what? I said, it's not Sam, because I just talked to them. And Joshua told me it was David. I literally, like, fell to the floor, like, it was, like, my feet just gave out, like, my legs just gave out. I don't think we got any sleep. The district attorney started calling, and they seemed just like, we want you guys to come in, and they were just being so nice. And then, like, I just remember, like, he kept saying, oh yeah, we have great parking for you guys. Like it was some kind of a perk that I was gonna get, like, near the door parking. Like, it was just weird.
We do not investigate policy and procedures. That's up to the department to do. We investigate the actions vis-a-vis criminal activity. Was there a criminal intent when they did what they did? Was it lawful?
Would you mind if we ask, maybe, I think Craig, you have some questions maybe? Do you mind answering some questions for us?
What brought your son down here to live with his grandma? Describe his, has he been in any kind of trouble? No, you said he was restless. A lot of people manifest depression in different ways. What was it you saw in him that led you to believe that he was restless? Or that you felt that he needed to see counseling? And I apologize, but there's some questions I just had. Do you have any drug habit or anything? Did he ever make suicidal comments? I mean, you live with him close. You know him best. Did he ever just say, "I wish to die" or "I want to kill myself"? Had he ever expressed a manner in which he wanted to go out? So you never heard him express any kind of frustration like that, any threats or any desires? Did he have any run-ins with law enforcement? Did he have any prior contacts with them, negative or positive? Did he express an opinion on law enforcement or anything? Nothing. No prior contacts.
No.
Never expressed opinions one way or the other.
No. I wasn't really understanding what he was saying. It's like it just felt like it wasn't real. I really felt like they were going to have David come out of the back room. I kept waiting for that. Like, you know, they took us into this room. It just seemed like this big room, this big long room, and there was some curtains like in the distance. And I just kept thinking David's going to come around the corner, around those curtains. And I just kept waiting for that. He focused on this picture in court. And he asked, well, what is this picture? I said it was a mother and son dance. And he's like, well, David looks very angry there. Was he happy that he had to go? I'm like, he's a pirate. Pirates don't smile. He was trying to say he was unhappy to be with me.
Guilt is a normal, natural reaction that happens when someone dies. Like, oh, I could have done more. And like guilt turns to shame, so you don't want to talk about it. And the system, especially like the cops, they use that to their advantage and try and elongate the process so that way your own shame gets to you. And they take advantage of that and hope that, oh, you'll drop the lawsuit because you don't have the strength to do it. So it's really just these people who are fueled by their own sense of justice that really like pushes this along, but that can only get you so far. And that's why we need more protections and more information for these families to go out and have and feel protected and feel safe talking about this.
My name is Sam Sullivan. My little brother, David Sullivan, was murdered on the morning of August 19, 2019 by Buena Park Police officers Bobby Colon and Jennifer Tran. I was informed of his death around 1 a.m. that night, and with no sleep or information, we were asked to speak with the DA's deputies. I believe they were investigating the wrongful actions of the officers who killed David. Instead, they had a plan to extrapolate information about David to prove his killing was justified and to fit a standardized narrative of suicide by cop. These tactics, implemented by controversial law enforcement policy provider Lexapol, turns our grieving ramblings into evidence against our loved ones. I'm ashamed to say I fell directly into this trap and confirmed their speculations without question. I was willing to accept their version of reality under this moment of duress because my reality had been shattered. Bruce Prayett, the defense lawyer for Buena Park and co-founder of Lexapol, was able to pick and choose my words to fit his fabrication of who David was. Had this bill been in place the day David was killed, our family likely would not have agreed to speak with the DA's office right away and taken a moment to process, rather than giving them further ammunition to assassinate David's character. As police killings continue to rise, the need for victims' families to be informed of their rights grows, and on their behalf, I ask for your aye vote on AB 3021.